if I would have made it to the NFL, I would have probably killed myself only because of how condemning and accountable I was on myself.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Micheal Moore. I am here with the I Am Him podcast, and I'm excited to talk to Dre today about my story.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. My name is Jamaal, and we're back with another live show of the I Am Him podcast. Dre is here with me today, and we'll be interviewing Mike. We'll be having a great discussion and talking about our journey to manhood through God. Look forward to you guys sitting with us. Join us, have fun. We'll have a great discussion today. See you soon. We're talking about what it means to be a man going through your journey through Christ, getting closer to Christ. 29, 32?
Yeah,
29.
29.
29-year-old young man. I'm 47, so I've already been at that stage in that area. But we'll let Dre and Mike have a conversation and see how it goes.
All right. Appreciate that. And Mike, great to have you on today. I'm a little bit older than you, so I kind of want to ask some questions that kind of bridge even the gap for me. You know what I mean? So I can kind of look back even at some hindsight from some experiences that I had that may be similar.
Yeah.
So I want to start here. I know that, I know your mom, love your mom, but you grew up with a single mom.
Yeah.
How has that impacted your childhood? Like, what did she teach you, and what did you have to learn on your own?
I think it's not what she taught me. I think she did teach me how to endure. My mother, my mother grew up actually Catholic, and then eventually her father transitioned her to becoming Christian, and she eventually got saved at 17. So growing up with my mother, it was stuff unseen until I got older. Not saying that she's a bad parent, but more so that I didn't start seeing the wounds until I got a certain age. We've been through a lot together, and I think being the oldest of a single parent, especially a woman, I think she attaches herself she looks at you as her husband and her boyfriend, and still as your child. Not saying that my mom did anything weird or
right.
Weird
No, I understand that.
Yeah. That's very common for single moms. Especially in the black family, they put a lot of responsibilities on their eldest son, or sometimes even the oldest daughter. And it's very common that she sees you as what her husband should be instead of your son. And like I said, that's something that happens in most I can't say other races, but I know in most black families, you end up treating your son like your man instead of your son. You put a lot of responsibilities on your kid when they shouldn't have those responsibilities. They should be able to grow up as a kid and be a kid.
Right.
I think even those 4 P's that we just kind of talked about off camera, priest, prophet, protector, and provider. You kind of, I felt like I was feeling some of that at like 8 years old, because didn't really know the priest and prophet part, but protector and provider, I felt like I had to be that. Like by the time I hit high school, I was, you know what I mean? So I understand that. I understand. I grew up in a very similar predicament, and I think it is common. It's common.
And I see myself getting into arguments back then and even now, and realizing, dang, this trait. I can say dang on this podcast? Okay, cool. No, so I see myself now being a certain man towards women that I date. I'm trying to find a mate in my mother, or I'm being passive, or my insecurities are things are starting to come out and I see. And it's crazy that, you asked that question because literally a couple of days ago, I was doing my devotional and the Lord revealed to me that, hey, like, you have some resentment towards your parents, not just your mother, your father. And that can show up in a way every time my mother says something, it's always a defense on my end. Whether I talk to men like you or talk to another woman, it's always just like, oh, okay, I'm good. But when it comes to my mother, it's always a defense. You know what I'm saying? But I think one important thing that my mother taught me when we were going through what we were going through was enduring and worship. Simple as that. Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the things you feel like you had to learn on your own?
To be a man.
That's kind of hard, especially if you don't have any examples of it.
Yeah. And I think in this life, I'm going to have to learn off of mistakes in other men that pour into me. Yeah. And I think sometimes it can also cause some type of comparison and jealousy when I see other gentlemen, other young men or men that have fathers and walking with them, and they feel some type of way towards their fathers that are being there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hard to go out my way and, I have to create boundaries towards a woman that birthed me. You know what I'm saying? And that's
very common too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's hopefully she don't see this podcast and be hurt, her feelings be hurt. Because man, you know what I'm saying? I had to tell
my wife the same thing, that you're always gonna be your mom's baby in her eyes. It doesn't matter how old you get. And my wife sort of does the same thing when it comes to our children. I have 2 older boys, 24 and 25. Somewhere around there. I got too many to keep track of. But I had to tell her, they're adults now. They're men. You have to let them be men. And you can't coddle them. You can't save them for everything. I know we wanted to do that when they were kids and try to teach them and direct them. But at this point, we got to take what they used to say, pop the titty out the boy mouth.
Right.
He has to make his own mistakes, and he'll never become a man and learn responsibility if we keep bailing him out of stuff. Yeah. And even for me, it's hard for me not to want to bail my son out of everything. When I see them having troubles or struggling, I automatically want to, like, what's wrong? What do I need to do to help? Yeah. But you raise a dependent child when you do that. Yeah. So and it's just something that all parents do.
Yeah, and that's what I realized. However, my mother is the one that brought me to Christ. And my mother is the most powerful, strongest woman I know, right? So I'm not going to just put her under the bus like she's just this bad woman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I realized some things on my end that we call them wounds that I have gotten from just living with a single mother. You know what I'm saying? So I think now is just trying to remove those wounds and just be more so independent than codependent. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I'm learning how to be independent. And it's like one of my prayers is like, Lord, unhinge me and my mother's codependency. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let me be dependent on her. Let me be dependent on you. And that's why I'm probably still.
It's a good thing to be asking for.
Right. Because it's like I'm in a space where I am being looked at as a father, a husband, and I have to carry the load that my dad should be carrying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You still live with your mom?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And I do not like it. I don't. Because look, I'm just be honest, man. I'll be like, man, in the dating world now, I'll be like, oh, do you live, when they find out you live with you, like, yeah, I live with my mom. I done had to sneak some girls in and this all kind of stuff, Of course, that was, then, but it's
I'm going to tell you this. Especially in black homes, we have this thing that when you're 18, you should be out on your own and getting your own and getting this, that, and the third. I'm gonna tell you like this: stay with your mama as long as you have to. Until you, I wish my sons would have listened, but my sons got out and tried to live and date on their own and pay bills. Bro, you don't know how hard it is in this world without somebody else to help you. And until you are ready to make that leap of marrying somebody, you don't want to be out here by yourself, bro. It's a struggle. Now, I do understand the wanting to have your boundaries in your space from your mother. But that's a conversation you and she should have as far as, hey, I'm an adult now. I understand that there's certain things I can't do in your household or you don't want, but I'm not a child anymore. Blase, blase. But staying at home and getting your finances and yourself situated before you are out in this world is the biggest. The Indians, not Navajo, but Red Dot.
Yeah.
They kids don't leave until they in their 20s and 30s, bro. Until they're married or they have a house that they've already bought. And everybody stays together and pools their resources so that they could have something other than just struggle, bro.
Yeah.
So unless it's causing your mental issues and you guys can try to work that out, I wouldn't leave until she kicked me out. I'm not leaving until I'm married and she kicked me out. I wish I'd have followed that advice when I was a kid, man.
Yeah, and I think appreciate that, and I think that it's also a protecting me too, you know, in the space of like being a believer, like right now, because you know I just kind of took my relationship serious. So I know for sure if I had my own house, apartment, whatever, it would
even that would be difficult.
It would be difficult because I'll be probably like, yeah, you come over and doing this off track. So it's a sense of focus that I have living with her, knowing that when I do leave now, okay, this is what needs to be done. So, yeah.
And I know that's a lot of pressure.
It
is at the same time. So how do you deal with that? With that pressure?
That's a good question. I never looked at it like that.
Did you even know you had it?
No, that's why I said that's a good question.
We don't even think about it. It's especially as men, we're not trained to deal with our own mental.
Yeah.
We're not trained to take a second and think about how we feel about a situation.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I found I would find it surprising if you even think about it.
Yeah.
Like,
that was a good question.
It's not one of those things were, at least when I was younger, we were taught, you just keep going.
Yeah.
You know, there's no reason to complain about it. Nobody's going to listen to you complain about it. And if they do, they're going to call you a little bitch for doing it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we're trying to change as a group of men. But just taking the time to even think about how you feel about a situation.
Yeah.
How you think it's affecting your mental and your well-being.
Yeah.
And again, you don't have to. It's nothing about being soft or not being a man. And honestly, somebody who can talk about their problems and their concerns without being emotional about it and or waiting until it blows up. That's actually a stronger man to me than somebody who just hides their feelings.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time took me a long time to get to that point because, like I said, we were taught if you got pain, throw some spit on it, rub it off, and keep going.
Yeah.
And then me and all my friends, like, we knew we felt like the world was on our back, but didn't know why. Like, you don't know why, but you know that there's this deep sense of wanting to be something that you've never seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ain't never seen it, but you want it. And so I do think that it takes getting older, takes, you know what I'm saying, some experiences, some maturity, some therapy to help you kind of look at what that pressure is, you know what I mean, and how to pinpoint it. And I agree with you, too, that, you know what I mean, we don't learn that eventually all that stuff is going to be manifested as anger if you don't deal with it. That's usually how it comes out. It might start off as hurt, but it ain't going to stay hurt that long. It turns straight into mad, you know? And so a lot of us grow up not knowing how to deal with that.
Yeah, that was good.
Have you ever thought about therapy and like some of the things that you feel like you can't talk to other people about?
Yeah, I have a therapist, and we talk here and there. She's dope. I just met her, and she provides me with enough knowledge on to move forward. But I think one thing that I'm afraid of is that one thing that I'm stepping into now that you said that, I think it's more so I'm doing this for Michael. Like, I'm doing this for me. Like, I'm not doing it for my mother. I'm not doing it for my father, my siblings. I'm doing this for me. And last year, I was doing it for everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think that was where the pressure was coming from.
Pressure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now that I know, okay, hey, I do want to have a relationship with Christ. I do want to walk. I do want to be a father. I do want to be a husband. And this is how it looks. Then outside of that, I know that I'm able to move forward because I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah, because you're doing things for other people, you're always going to disappoint.
Yeah. Always.
And it's going to feel like it's fake. So you won't receive it.
Yeah.
I can relate to that when I was young in school, or not in school, in church. When you got baptized and went up there to accept Christ as your Lord and personal Savior, everybody's clapping and like, "Yay! He good. He on the right track now."
Right. The people in the back like, he don't even know what he getting this into.
And when you're looking at that like, "Oh, I want that kind of praise and attention too," but you're not doing it for the same reasons or the right reasons. You're doing it because somebody thinks that you think that somebody's going to give you some kind of accolade for accepting Christ into your life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then once you get into it and they start telling you what it really means to accept Christ into your life and who he is or what he expects of you, you be like, yeah, man, I don't know if I'm ready to do this. And
no, I definitely agree.
I wasn't ready to do that until I was in my late 20s. Really. Even though I knew what it meant, because I grew up, like I said, I grew up in church, bro. Like,
same.
7 days a week, we had something to do with church, whether it's Bible study, Sunday school, choir practice, whatever it was, until I was like 14, 15. Yeah. We were in school. I mean, we were in church, bro. And so like I was telling you earlier, we used to get laughed at for wanting to be Christian or wanting to have a godly walk. And it wasn't a front, but I still wasn't ready to do what I was supposed to do. Yeah, still smoking weed and being talking to as many girls as I wanted to, and this, that, and the third. It wasn't about God. It was just about, hey, I wanted to. I knew who he was, but it was one of those. Oh, he'll forgive me. I can repent later, and he'll be good. Yeah. But now I don't. Being that age, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, nah. I was telling the people in Sunday school today, the young ladies, like, your life doesn't start until you have a relationship with Christ. And I think for me, I remember when I was in college and I was reading the Bible and still in sin. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you don't look at it as, you look at it as like whatever, like, okay, like he gonna forgive me, and at the time I didn't understand it until now, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, like this is serious. Like once you like, Jesus will make you make a decision. It's no left or right. Like, it's rather you gonna follow me or you not, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So I do want to hit this area real quick because I know you got a passion for football. Tell me how football. I know what it feels like to play. I never played at the level you played at. I only played in high school. But what did it do to you mentally playing for the amount of years that you played and kind of going in higher levels? You know what I'm saying, that you went to. You could kind of talk about how far you went to when you played.
So I started playing ball at 12 years old for the Inglewood Jets at Cincinnati Park.
Really?
Yeah, that's when Inglewood was popping. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I started playing there, and I played, I think, for like 2 to 3 years. Then eventually I played flag football first, then I played tackle at Inglewood, and then I played in high school. So I played for Frederick Casey Price. That was an 8-man football team, though. So it's only 8 men on the field, and it's usually 11.
Dang.
Yeah, so then I played for Lighthouse Christian Academy, also another 8-man football team.
When you said Frederick, that's
That's
Fred
Price.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
that's Fred
okay,
Price
okay,
off of Vermont. Yeah. And then I played at Sarah. I didn't do as good as I wanted to. And prior to me playing at Sarah, I played running back for JV my 11th grade year, and then eventually got moved to varsity because as a 12th grader you can't play. Didn't get a lot of playing time. Didn't end up finishing high school. So then I set out a year at 17, and then I went and played for Los Angeles Southwest College. And that's where I got a scholarship to play at Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee.
You got a scholarship at Southwest?
Yeah, from Southwest, and then went to Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee. And then after that, I played for Tennessee State University. But I was a walk-on, and my clock ran out. And I eventually said, oh, well, my football career is over.
My clock ran out. I know what that means. No,
Yeah.
Yeah, can you tell me what
So it's a certain clock once you get into high school and you stop playing, it's an actual clock. Not like an actual clock, but you have you have a time limit to where you can play in a certain division.
Oh, okay.
So it's D1, D2, D3, and then it's NAIA.
So you kind of aged out.
Basically. Aged out, COVID happened, you know what I'm saying? So I get to Tennessee State University, transferred from Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee in 2021. And then outside of that, I tried out for the football team at Tennessee State University, didn't make it. The next year, I tried out and I made it. And I got to play in a spring game. It was fun. It was cool. Then, after I graduated from Tennessee State University, I went to, I played semi-pro for 2 years. That is probably the best time I ever played football. The best. But also there's some perks that come with it. Yes, football teaches you discipline and character, but I think it's mentally and emotionally draining. And I think athletes don't talk about it. If I would have made it to the NFL, I would have probably killed myself only because of how condemning and accountable I was on myself. You know, the only time I only going through like a mental traumatic experience heavy is when I'm on that field or when I'm playing any sports. It's just now coming to understanding of like my mind is just playing games on me. But I didn't know that in college and down forth. I can't go back into when I was 12 years old because I think I was just playing just to have fun. Just to have fun, do something, right? But it does take a mental toll on me.
Like if it means something to win.
Yeah, it means like competitive, like if you don't win, you're a loser or whatever the case may be. So, yeah.
So it's a lot mentally. I imagine, and you know, I feel like some of the conversation we have around football players now, especially when they get in trouble for like violent crimes, you know, abuse, murder, all that. CTE in their heads, you know what I mean? And then I feel like we only talk about what the actual impact is physically hitting the head when we talk about CTE. Yeah. But I feel like if there's a lot of mental pressure also being built up the whole time you're playing, especially what you said earlier, like many athletes are not very open to kind of talk about, you know, what they go through. Did you have anybody to talk to at that time, or did you kind of just?
I didn't, because my coaches were like, you get a dislocated finger, tape it up. I remember one coach said, his name was Coach Six. I remember Coach said, it's the difference between being injured and hurt. Mm-hmm. Meaning, like, if you're hurt, you can still play. If you're injured, you can't play. Mm-hmm. But I mean, in regard, like, you're still hurt. So it's like you're going out there with probably a messed up knee, or you see people with braces and everything, and then you get to the point where you like, dang, they still playing? Like, dang, they have a headache after the game, or dang, let's go deeper. Like, he didn't wake up after he didn't wake up after the game, or he got a bad concussion that left him paralyzed, X, Y, and Z. So sports, I'm not condemning sports, because I think sports is a thing you want to get into. You know, like I said, it builds character and discipline. However, it's definitely some mental and emotional baggage that people on the outside don't see.
People don't see. Yeah. And so also, too, I know that you had a mentor. I consider him, he was a friend of mine, too. Yeah. You know, I consider him a fitness professional. Yeah.
That dude was crazy.
I mean, he used to, you know, run to the beach, you know what I mean, and run back, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about miles from the beach, right? We running. So, you know, it hit me hard when he passed because, to me, health-wise, I saw nothing wrong. You know what I mean? So I couldn't imagine how it happened. But I know y'all had a close relationship then, and me and him had. And you're young, you have a mentor. Yeah. How does that feel, like losing someone like that? And he was, early 40s, I believe, when he passed.
I think he turned 45.
Yeah, so he was young too.
Very young.
You
know? So it's crazy because, I graduated from Tennessee State University, came down here back in LA, and I had money in my pocket, and I didn't need no job, and I was just working out and spending money. That's it, and that's all. Enjoying life, because I'm like, man, like I get a sense of peace. And then one day I go to the gym early in the morning, and we working out. He wasn't there, and I remember a couple days before we would go on the track, and me and him were walking or doing something on the track, and he said, yeah, man, he told me about somebody passing away. And then he was like, yeah, man, people drop left and right. So anyway, fast forward to that day, I go regular workout. I see him, he's shining, because I was kind of worried about him in leading up to his death. So I see him, and he's working out, and I finish working out, and he goes out of his way, and we give each other a hug. We just do the regular norm thing. I say, all right, Unc, I'll see you later. And I said, I love you. He said, I love you too. I said, cool, boom. So I go to work, come home, and then his icon pop up. I'm like, oh, okay, he called me. I don't know what he called me. It was his wife saying that he dropped dead.
I mean, just dropped.
Just dropped. And we still don't know what exactly happened to him. So then, prior to that, I was in such disbelief. And I'm in the living room with my mother, and I'm saying, what happened? Like, what's going on? Like, and the mom his wife at the time, my auntie, is telling me, come to the hospital. Now, I'm thinking, oh, okay, he just passed out. He not dead. Like, he's okay. My uncle's strong. Like, he not dead. And then I go to the hospital, and his nephew said, yeah, he's gone.
So he was already gone when he got there?
He was gone, yeah. They said he was dead on the scene. They seen him lay on the floor in front of his house. And the crazy thing about it is that his wife said that he never walks the dog, and he walked the dog the day of his death. And he was there at least for 5 to 10 minutes just laying there alone. Prior to that happening, I went through I never lost somebody close to me. He was more than an uncle and a trainer. He was my father figure. Yeah. Like, out of all my other mentors, like you and Pastor Fears and Brother Cotton, and just everybody. He was the one that I did life with. Not saying that you and me do life, you know what I'm saying, we do. But
I get what you mean.
I was at his gym 24/7. He fine-tuned the discipline, the outside discipline that I needed. You know what I'm saying? He created me working out, these rigorous workouts, why I love to work out, why I'm kind of going towards the health route. You know what I'm saying? So I was in disbelief when he dropped dead, and I was scared because I said, is that going to be me? Like, Lord, I did exactly what he doing. And I had to even tell the Lord, like, Lord, you're going to have to remove his spirit from me because I was that close. I remember the day I met him. I was 16 years old. We was upstairs where you used to teach at Atherton. And I remember him and his wife, and we was just laughing and kicking it. And it went from there. But I miss him a lot. And I wish he can see the progress that he made. But like, it goes back to like Joshua and Moses when Moses he couldn't see the promised land, but he knew where he was leading people. And then you get into Joshua and the Lord telling him like, yo, be strong, be courageous. Like, I'm going to be with you regardless. And then you see Joshua just tearing nations up, just going crazy. And I put my uncle on a pedestal. I idolized my uncle a lot because if it wasn't for him, I would not be in the place where I'm at now.
You know, that had to be rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just lost a really close friend recently too. And sometimes you almost have to reevaluate your whole identity. It's like, you don't realize how much your identity is wrapped inside of one relationship, until that person go. And it's like, dang, a lot of me just left also, But I can see this correlation, in your life of fitness, athletics, and faith, being quiet. How do you explain how God has used kind of fitness throughout your life and athletics throughout your life to kind of reveal himself to you? Have you seen that?
So I'm still seeking that. I'm just be completely honest with you. I know that. So my goal is to become a doctor in physical therapy. I love helping people spiritually and physically. However, I'm still on a journey of understanding how I can correlate my fitness and correlate my faith so they can both collide together so where they can help people. But I also see how physical training, just anything in the healthcare field, can be idolizing themselves, right?
Explain that a little bit.
So basically what I'm saying is like people, one day I was sitting doing my devotional and I realized that I idolize working out. And it may seem like, health journey, like be healthy, like healthy is key. I'm not saying that health is not key. I'm not saying that health is not key, but what I'm saying is that sometimes we can idolize. It may not look like we're not idolizing something, but we're idolizing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still seeking how I can correlate my faith and my health, my benefits of being healthy come together. You know what I'm saying? Because I realize like that don't got nothing to do with your relationship with Christ. And that's just the truth though. That's just honesty. I don't want to. People will be like, oh, well, you need to work out. Like,
you can't, you die. You know what I'm saying? It's like, your body was looking good. But,
right, exactly. But I'm not, where was your heart, though? You know what I'm saying? However, like, I'm not saying working out is a bad thing. Like, working out is the best thing you can do, right? But I don't want to take it and idolize it over if I do correlate my faith and my work.
Yeah, you just want to be able to keep it at bay.
Exactly.
And I think that if you just continue to see God, you will.
For sure.
Because things in life will humble you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you are saying it if there's a fear in that area at all. But I don't think there should be, because things in life will humble you. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll remember that God is more important.
No, most definitely.
than what's going on. But yeah, man, I appreciate your time. Yeah. And you know, I feel like I learned a lot from you. You know, being a little bit of somewhat of a reflection of what I seen myself when I was a little bit younger. There's a lot you have to persevere in situations that you were born in that you didn't ask for. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you're still making it through those situations and allowing that journey to teach you about God.
Yeah, man.
That's good.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you having me. Seriously, yeah. A little nervous, but.
Hey, man, I am him. That's the name he is.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Yolance here, the co-director and co-producer for the I Am Him podcast. Man, it's been a year, man. Shout out to everybody that came through to share y'all testimonies and y'all journeys, to be able to help all the men around the world online. We want to be a representation of all the young men, a model of how to face things in certain situations. And so we just thank God for this year, man. And we signing out, man. And definitely we'll see us next year. Never forget, for everybody that's watching, I am him because the great I am lives in me. All right? Believe that.